Manchester City boss Pep Guardiola backing his exceptional team to play perfect game against Liverpool. For a bloke who's staring down the barrel of a gun, Pep Guardiola sounded pretty damn bullish. But then again, Manchester City's manager does operate in the imagination business. He learned his trade in a dream factory in Barcelona where they tend to think 6 impossible thoughts before breakfast each day. Last year his former club were 4-0 down to Paris Saint-Germain after the first leg of a Champions League tie. Then they allowed PSG an away goal at the camp. Then they went into the 88th minute still needing 3 goals to qualify. Yet they won 6-1 and qualified. So while Guardiola admits a 3-goal deficit against Liverpool demands a perfect game in tonight's quarter-final second leg at the Etihad, like all perfectionists, he believes that perfection is achievable. Guardiola was angst-ridden and self-doubting in the immediate aftermath of Saturday's remarkable Manchester Derby capitulation, when City surrendered a 2-goal lead and squandered the chance to noisily celebrate the title against their neighbours. But despite those 2 3-goal blitzes, in the first half at Anfield last week and in the second half against United, Guardiola was talking up the inevitability of City ruling Europe sooner or later. He insisted that all they need is the sort of self-belief that an improbable comeback victory tonight would give them. "We need titles in Europe," he said. "It's so complicated, but you need big nights that make the people understand it." Beating Barcelona, in the group stage last season, was so special because we know they're the best team in the world. And to beat them creates the belief. But it will happen sooner or later. What this club has done in the last 10 years, in terms of creating amazing facilities Liverpool and making the club bigger, sooner or later it will happen. Even for the big clubs you need a lot of time, but hopefully we can do it. Maybe next year or maybe the next one. But soon it will happen. To reach the semi-final in this competition would be only the second time in our beautiful history, so we don't need to talk much about motivation or about how beautiful it is. Barcelona 6 Paris Saint-Germain March 1, 2017, Barca win 6-5 on EK. Lionel Messi and CO became the first side in Champions League history to overturn a 4-goal, first-leg deficit. They were still 5-3 down on aggregate with 7 minutes left, but an Neymar double and Sergi Roberto's strike won it. Deportivo La Coruna 4 AC Milan 0th of April 2004, Deportivo win 5-4 on EK. Reigning European champions Milan were cruising into the semi-finals after a 4-1 first-leg win. But 3 first-half Deportivo strikes and a 75th minute goal from sub González Fran sent the Italians crashing out. Monaco 3 Real Madrid April 1, 2004, 5-5 on aggregate, Monaco win on away goals. Fernando Morientes scored in both legs to send his parent club out in the quarter-finals. Raúl put the Galacticos ahead in Monte Carlo, before a Morientes strike and 2 from Ludovic Giuly. Manchester United 3 Olympiacos 0th of March 2014, United 3-2 on EK. Robin van Persie's treble fired United into the quarter-finals in one of the few highlights of David Moyes' doomed reign at Old Trafford. Chelsea 2 PSG 0th of April 2014, 3-3 on EK. Chelsea win on away goals. The Blues staged a similar comeback to United when Andre Schürrle's strike and Mbaba's late finish sent them into the semi-finals. Guardiola twice led Barca to European glory, but he has since failed to reach a final on his previous 5 attempts with 3 different clubs, with some spectacular losses along the way. He said, "We've reflected on that and we've spoken a lot. That's happened, it's true, but it can happen to all the big clubs. I once went to the final of the Champions League with 1 shot on target, and once I didn't go to the final with 33 shots on target. Football is unpredictable. All we can do is create a lot of chances. The way we play in every game all season shows what they want to do. My team is extraordinary, not comparable to many others, it's exceptional. It's a joy to be manager of them. Even on Saturday, the way we played, I was so delighted with the amount of chances we created against United. 9 times this season City have won by at least the 4-goal margin they need tonight, including a 5-0 thrashing of Liverpool in the Premier League. On 4 more occasions they've achieved the 3-0 scoreline, which would force extra time. That victory over Jurgen Klopp's men in September was aided by a Sadio Mane sending off, and City's best hope may be that a card-happy Spanish ref Antonio Mtulhutz obliges them similarly tonight. There was acknowledgement from Guardiola that Liverpool's swift counter-attacking abilities make them the toughest of opponents in these circumstances. But with Sergio Aguero ready to start and with the breathtaking talents of Kevin De Bruyne, David Silva, Leroy Sane and Raheem Sterling at his disposal, Guardiola's claim that anything is possible is no empty bombast. Klopp, whose teams have defeated Guardiola's on an unrivaled 7 occasions, thinks about football very differently to the City boss. The Anfield chief believes in a chaos theory, and he was quite adamant yesterday that perfection is a pipe dream. Klopp said, "When we lost here 5-0, everybody saw the quality of City, even though we were 1 man down. Their preparation for the season, their signings, the best coach in the world. It is clear they would be outstanding, but there is no perfect football team in the world. The game doesn't give you the chance to be perfect." Guardiola doesn't believe a word of that, of course. He may have been away from Barca for 6 years, but he remains a firm believer in football's infinite possibilities. Tweet at @davkid_.